The African sun was just beginning to paint the morning sky with soft golden colors when Sarah first heard the tiny cries. She was walking through the wildlife rescue center, checking on all the animals like she did every morning, when those weak little sounds stopped her in her tracks. Following the noise, she found something that broke her heart completely. Two baby lions, no bigger than house cats, were huddled together in a cardboard box someone had left by the gate during the night. Their eyes were barely open, and they were so thin that Sarah could see their tiny ribs. These little ones couldn't have been more than a few weeks old. Their mother was nowhere to be found, and without help they wouldn't survive another day. Sarah had been working with wild animals for 15 years, but something about these two babies touched her soul in a way she had never felt before. She gently picked them up, feeling how their small bodies trembled with cold and hunger. In that moment, she made a promise that would change all their lives forever. The first few weeks were the hardest. Sarah barely slept, feeding the cubs every 2 hours with special milk from a bottle. She named them Leo and Luna because Leo was brave like a warrior, always trying to explore even when he could barely walk, and Luna was gentle and calm, with eyes that seemed to understand everything. Sarah's own dog, a golden retriever named Bella, watched curiously at first, but soon, something magical started to happen. Bella began to treat Leo and Luna like they were her own babies. She would lie down next to them, keeping them warm with her fur. When they cried, Bella would gently lick their faces until they stopped. When they started to walk, Bella followed them everywhere, making sure they didn't get into trouble. The cubs loved her back just as much, snuggling against her belly and following her around like she was their real mother. As the weeks turned into months, Leo and Luna grew bigger and stronger, but their bond with Bella only grew deeper. They would play together in the yard, with Bella teaching them how to run and jump. When it was time to sleep, all three would curl up together under the big tree in Sarah's backyard. People who visited the rescue center couldn't believe their eyes when they saw a dog raising 2 lion cubs like they were her own puppies, but Sarah knew this happy time couldn't last forever. Leo and Luna were getting bigger every day, and soon they would be too big to live safely with humans and Bella. The day Sarah had been dreading finally came when the cubs were 8 months old. They needed to go to a special sanctuary where they could learn to be wild lions again, even though they would always be safe and cared for. The night before they had to leave, Sarah sat in the yard watching Leo, Luna, and Bella play together. One last time, her heart felt like it was breaking into a million pieces. She had raised these cubs like they were her own children, and Bella had been the most loving mother any babies could ask for. How could she explain to any of them why they had to be separated? If you've ever had to say goodbye to someone you love, you'll understand what happened next. When the truck from the sanctuary arrived the next morning, Leo and Luna seemed to know something was wrong. They stayed close to Bella, who was whimpering and trying to keep them near her. When Sarah gently led the cubs toward the truck, Bella followed, refusing to let them go. The moment of separation was heartbreaking. Leo and Luna cried out for Bella as they were loaded into the special transport cage. Bella barked and ran after the truck as it drove away, not understanding why her babies were being taken from her. Sarah held Bella close, both of them watching, until the truck disappeared down the dusty road. For weeks after that, Bella was not the same dog. She would sit by the gate every morning waiting for Leo and Luna to come back. She carried around one of their old toys and wouldn't eat properly. Sarah's heart broke watching Bella grieve for her cubs. She called the sanctuary every few days to check on Leo and Luna, and they told her the young lions were doing well but seemed sad and confused about being away from their dog mother. 3 months passed, and Sarah received some difficult news. The sanctuary was having serious money problems and might have to close down. All the animals would need to find new homes, but finding places for adult lions was almost impossible. Sarah spent sleepless nights worrying about what would happen. To Leo and Luna, she couldn't bear the thought of them being moved to some place where they wouldn't be loved and cared for properly. Then, like an answer to her prayers, something wonderful happened. A new wildlife preserve opened just 2 hours away from Sarah's rescue center. It was huge, with natural habitats where lions could roam freely while still being protected and fed. Best of all, they were looking for lions to help start their new program. When Sarah called them about Leo and Luna, they were very interested, but the most amazing part was still to come. The preserve manager, Dr. Martinez, was a kind woman who understood how special the bond between Leo, Luna, and Bella was. When Sarah told her the whole story, Dr. Martinez had an idea that seemed too good to be true. What if they could arrange visits? The preserve had safe viewing areas where Bella could see the lions without any danger to anyone. Sarah could hardly believe it was possible, But Dr. Martinez explained that many animals form bonds that last their whole lives, even when they're separated. Sometimes, seeing each other again could actually help their emotional healing. Sarah's hands were shaking with excitement and hope when she agreed to bring Bella for a visit once Leo and Luna had settled into their new home. 2 weeks later, Sarah drove to the preserve with Bella sitting nervously in the passenger seat. Bella seemed to sense they were going somewhere important because she kept looking out the window and whimpering softly. When they arrived, Dr. Martinez led them to a special viewing area with strong glass walls where visitors could safely watch the lions. Sarah's heart was pounding as they walked toward the lion habitat. She could see Leo and Luna in the distance, and they looked healthy and strong. They had grown so much in the 5 months since she'd seen them last. Leo now had the beginning of a mane, and Luna was sleek and beautiful, but they looked calm, and maybe a little lonely as they rested under a tree. Dr. Martinez had a plan. She would call Leo and Luna over to the fence using a special sound they had learned meant feeding time. When the lions came close, Bella would be able to see them through the glass, and hopefully, they would recognize each other. The moment Dr. Martinez made the call, both lions lifted their heads. They started walking toward the fence, but as they got closer, something incredible happened. Leo suddenly stopped and his whole body went stiff. He had caught Bella's scent on the wind. Luna froze too, her nose twitching as she recognized that familiar smell that meant safety and love and home. Then Leo did something that made everyone's eyes fill with tears. He started making the same soft chirping sound he used to make as a baby when he wanted Bella's attention. Luna joined in, and together they began running toward the fence. When they reached the barrier and saw Bella through the glass, what happened next was pure magic. Both lions pressed their faces against the fence, reaching their paws through the spaces as far as they could. They were crying out in the same voices they had used as cubs, calling for their mother. Bella was going crazy with excitement, whimpering and crying and pressing her nose against the glass. Her tail was wagging so hard her whole body was shaking. Dr. Martinez had tears streaming down her face as she watched the reunion. Even the tough sanctuary workers who had seen everything were wiping their eyes. Sarah was sobbing openly, her heart overflowing with joy and sadness all mixed together. The love between these three was so pure and strong that everyone who saw it felt like they were witnessing something sacred. For 20 minutes. Leo, Luna, and Bella stayed pressed against the barrier, touching paws to nose through the fence and glass. The lions kept making their baby sounds, and Bella answered with her special whimper that she had only ever used for them. It was like they were having a conversation, telling each other how much they had missed one another and how happy they were to be together again. As beautiful as the reunion was, it was also heartbreaking because everyone knew it couldn't last forever. When it was time to go, Sarah had to practically carry Bella away because she didn't want to leave her cubs again. Leo and Luna followed, along the fence as far as they could, watching until Bella disappeared from sight. But something wonderful had happened during that visit. All three animals seemed calmer and happier afterward. Bella started eating normally again and playing with her toys. The sanctuary workers reported that Leo and Luna were more active and social. It was like seeing each other again had helped heal the sadness they had all been carrying. Dr. Martinez arranged for monthly visits, and each reunion was just as emotional as the first. As time passed, Leo and Luna grew into magnificent adult lions, but they never forgot their dog mother. Every time Bella arrived, they would run to the fence and greet her with the same joy and love as always. Sarah often brought other visitors to witness these incredible reunions, and everyone left feeling amazed by the power of love between different species. The story of Leo, Luna, and Bella began to spread, touching hearts all around the world and reminding people that love knows no boundaries. Years have passed now, and Leo and Luna are fully grown lions, living happy lives in their preserve. Bella is getting older but still insists on making her monthly trips to see her cubs. When she arrives, Leo and Luna still come running like they did when they were babies, proving that some bonds are truly unbreakable. The love between these three has taught everyone who knows them that families come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes, the strongest connections happen between the most unlikely friends, and sometimes, when love is real and pure, not even time or distance can break it apart. Watching Leo and Luna greet their dog mother with such pure joy reminds us all that love is the most powerful force in the world. It crosses every boundary, heals every wound, and creates miracles that touch our hearts forever. Thank you for staying with this beautiful story until the very end. Stories like these remind us that the world is full of wonder and love, even in the most unexpected places. The bond between Leo, Luna, and Bella continues to inspire everyone who witnesses it, proving that love truly conquers all.